It may not start it until right at 7, even though that shows that it's live.
I think when you say go live, it goes live. We are live! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's happening!
It may not start it until right at 7, even though that shows that it's live.
I think when you say go live, it goes
Where's
live.
my
We
volume?
are live! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know where my volume is.
It's on the side, Mom. It's on the side.
Where? I can't find anything on this.
We are live! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I don't know where my volume is. Why is it repeating?
Because it recorded late.
Because it what?
Recorded late. Like there, because it was it recorded me. You heard me first, and then you heard the recording from the recording. Anyways, we're finally fucking live.
We've been trying to do this for a little while.
Just an hour. Just an hour. We're so late. We're so late. First, I changed this to going live at 6:30. I was like, oh, you know, if this is going to be 2 hours, then we get done at 8:30. We take Tank for a walk. Then I get home at like 9:30. So I moved it like a half hour. Tried a bunch of shit at 6:30. Tried a bunch of stuff at 7. Kept trying, and nothing was working. And we're finally here. We're finally live. And everybody's probably super confused. They're like, well, I know they were supposed to go live, and then they didn't. And then I had to create a new event, and I had to learn a lot with using a streaming service that will allow us to do this with my cell phone and like the whole setup. Oh my goddess. I just like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine. We burned some sage. We lit some candles. Warm. I know. I've been over there.
You're hot, actually.
I've been over there frustrated, like getting on the computer trying to do shit. We will get started then. And
just 1 second. Gather yourself for a second.
I know. Well, I'm just excited that it's finally going.
I was
Kat and I, we have our iPads so we can see comments because you know the computer's
I was super
so far
excited
away.
like an hour ago, but I've been watching Jamie try to fix this thing, thinking, maybe we should just forget the camera, forget the restream.
Being able to show you guys. So one of the things about when you're going to do artwork and you're going to have examples, this is a better setup so that you guys can see what we're actually doing, right? Like this is in my head, this is what I would want to see. So I worked really hard to make this happen because when I tell you about a grimoire or pages that we've done, I want you to be able to see it, So when I talk about my old grimoire and just the things that I've done in it and how, I don't know, just the evolution truly is one of the things that we talk about from when you start and it looks more like this to when you start really finding your personality and like how you would actually make things look. So that's all in.
I really love that.
Yeah, I know you like it when it gets colorful.
I do. I really love those. So
that's why I have a love for stickers.
I didn't really think about. Do you know how I told Jamie that I could bring like probably a stack this high of journals that I've started and never finish, right?
Yeah.
I get so far into them, then I don't know, because you have to if I mess up, I'm a perfectionist.
Oh, look. But my word for 2022, community.
2022.
I know, yeah.
But here in the beginning, she's really using it like just a written journal, right?
Yeah.
Like literally what you'd write in every day. This is what happened. Or you're keeping track of stuff.
But I record my spells in it and everything too. But it was like a chronological order of my life of things that were going on, reflections. It was all of it, And when I would do special things, I would make special pages for that. And it's just what made sense to my brain to do it that way.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. I'm just, I feel like I'm crossing all my fingers and toes that all of this just stays. I can't say I'm not a little nervous that all of a sudden this software is going to mess up and we're just bloop.
That's all right. I have a new iPad and I don't know how to operate a Mac. So I'm so used to a PC that I'm like, where's the volume? Why can I hear you? I can't find it.
I love it.
It's really bad. I thought I heard somebody say something, but I can't see
it was the bloop. Okay. It's just a bloop. No.
All right. So
technically we're the only two on the live right now. It's okay. There's no pressure. Nobody's watching.
Okay. Okay.
We're okay.
You want to chill out? I was going to go first. Remember, I was going to go first.
You are going to go first. So that's what you mean, chill out. Yes, I will chill out.
No, you can leave that there for them to look at if you want to.
Yeah, but not read it.
Oh, that's
technically.
true. That's true.
I mean, there would be pages that would be okay that I don't even know what's written in here. It's a lot of shit, you know?
I love it.
I have a page just for my Taylor Swift concert day. Yep. Isn't that great? I mean, because that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's the stencil. I made my own jacket, and that's the stencil of the koi fish that I put on the back of it. This said, "Meet me at midnight." Yep, that was my inspo page. Anyway, yeah.
I always love her. She's very artistic, very creative, has a great eye for color and all the things. And
you believe you don't.
And so this is why I'm going for, well, I just really love your stuff. So it gives me something to aspire to, I guess.
Yes.
And one day when I grow up, because I've been in the corporate world for like 35 years. And so even when we first started doing this, when I was making videos, they look like corporate videos.
They were. Because that's separating the personalities.
That's what I know, right?
Yep.
So
there's nothing wrong with that.
So in that vein, guess what I have? So my group, I'm going to start. So I'm going to start telling you. So here's the thing. Jamie and I, we're not just different, even though we're best friends. We're both.
She can say that now.
We have the same rising and moon. So Virgo rising, Libra moon. And we just really jive together. And so we're BFFs, but we're a lot different. We're also water signs, but we're also a lot different in different ways. And one of them is like how we would organize things.
Yeah.
So Jamie will tell you how she's going to organize hers. But for me, what I did when I was thinking about this grimoire is like, what is it that I want to know? What is it that I want to remember? Have at my fingertips? What are the things that I really care about? So I made a list of the things. These are, being Scorpio that I am, I want to know everybody's business, right? I want to know all about all my friends, and I want a page for them. I want to know their birth date, what time they were born, where they're born, their life path number, all those things.
And this information really feels important to you.
It helps me feel like I know them. And then here's the funny thing. Like I have a friend and she's so little and she's so tiny and cute. And she'll probably know who I'm talking about when I say it. But when I think of her, when I think about making a page for her, I think of a fair. I think of her like as a little fairy, just just sweet. Cute, just a cute little pixie thing. But anyway, so I like to know the deep stuff about people. So I'm starting my grimoire with, I don't know what I'm calling these pages yet, but they are basically, I'm going to have a 2-page spread for each of the people in my little people section. And a really interesting thing.
You don't have to put it upside down. It's the right way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That was another thing we had to work out.
Yeah. So it goes like this. You guys probably can't see it, but it goes like this. They're side by side. When you open the binder, they're side by side. But the interesting thing, I didn't plan who I was going to do first. And when I sat down, I just automatically made a mother page. And an interesting thing happened as I was putting this together. I had a lot of thoughts about my mother, who I don't have a relationship with. So this was bringing up some stuff. And this little section right here is just words that I think of when I think of my mother, like who she was. Like she was a seamstress. She was a doll maker. She was a realtor, things like that. And then she abandoned her children ×3, stuff like that.
Just simple stuff like that. No big deal.
And then this is the other side of the mother page. This is the left side with name, birth date. And then these are things about her, like her astrology, her birth path, her karmic debts. I mean, it's interesting. And I even entered when her Saturn returns occurred so that I could think back like what was going on in those years. But unfortunately, I don't have a close enough relationship with her to know. So, but I still know when they were. So big things happened around those times. I do know that. So anyway, that's the mother page. And also I want to share with you guys what I'm using for paper. So I went to Michael's and bought like construction paper because I'm going to put it in this 3-ring binder. I bought construction paper and it was like $5.99 for this. I have different colors for my different sections. So I'll have a people section, and then astrology will be blue. Witchy stuff, like I don't know what witchy stuff. Witchy stuff will be purple, and then green for garden stuff. So I got that.
So she made, so this was just a regular piece of paper because it actually looked like the ones that you would buy like at the law office store, somewhere. And she made the little.
I made a strip.
Things.
What I did is I wanted
that.
to reinforce the hole punches, right? And I didn't want to use those white things like I would have used in an office years ago.
Yeah, the office.
So I cut a strip an inch wide, and then I glued it on here for support for those holes. So Mother came first, and then guess who was after Mother?
Naturally.
Not Father, who I know less about him than I know about Mother. He was a veteran. He was a carpenter. He was a pilot. He was also an alcoholic. And then, I don't even know for sure where he was born. It's funny. I don't know. I'll have to ask my brother. But anyway, same things about Dad. So these will get more decorations as time goes by. And as I think of things, I remember things, I'll add them there. I have photo albums, and I have pictures that I'm going to add of my parents, like when they were young or whatever I've got of them. So these pages are going to probably always be in development. And the next thing I made, because I have access to this information, is I made a page for my maternal and paternal lines, right? So I have, on my father's side, I have a book that my Aunt Dixie wrote all about the town that they all grew up in and where our family came from and stuff. And in this book, she talks about all the properties, and she lists all the owners, and where she lists them, they've got like dates they were married, born. And so it's like an ancestry thing. So I know ancestors back to names, husband and wife's first name, all the way back to early 1800s. Joshua Rawls and Ann Keel. So great, I don't know how many greats. But anyway, maternal line, which I love that. And then maternal line. And my mother was of a thick book. My mother was into genealogy for a while, and she did all this research. So there's a whole bunch. But for now, this is it. So paternal line, and then I will start doing like the kids, me and the kids and my friends. Those will eventually. So all of those will be my section on the people that I care about, that are in my life, that I want to keep track of, that I want to remember things about them, that as time goes by and stuff happens, that I want to add to those pages. It's kind of like I had a list of what the Grimoire was. It was like part journal, part record. It was like four different things, and I don't know where it is there.
Is this is that the one that I gave you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing to know, Jamie's is going to look a lot different than mine.
Definitely.
But everybody's is going to be different. And so you might guess that I feel a little bit of intimidation sitting next to my beautiful daughter, who's an amazing artist. It's a little bit intimidating when I go to create, and I'm like, my stuff looks like shit compared to that. So if you feel like me, just know that whatever it is fine. And you can always go back and redo it if you're like, I don't like that, or 5 years from now you don't like it, you can redo it. Think of it as a living thing.
Okay. Also, I really loved you didn't talk about your book that you're using, because she's using a binder, and I think we both thought originally we were going to get binders and then like recover them, because I will say, of all the Grimoires that I've had, when you can easily take in and put in pages and like copy stuff, before Witchcraft books were really big, that was sort of how I kept track of information, because there were web pages and I would print stuff off of that, and then I would stick it in like a binder, but a smaller one, like a 1-inch binder.
Yeah.
And you found this amazing binder. It is so gorgeous.
So this is really pretty. It's I got it from Amazon. I paid like $20 for it, and it's 2 inches. And on the inside, it's got like a nice feeling. It almost looks like it's supposed to be sweaty or something. I'm sure
it's like old and modern combined.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got these little, the way that it's put together. It's not just like your
it's
typical.
Not your average. No.
It's not your average office 3-ring binder with the plastic around it, with the plastic sleeves, on the spine and stuff.
No. Well, and even this, being able to shut it like that, like this.
Yeah.
I always, for almost everything I've had, having it shut is what's really good.
This is on Amazon, and they had different colors, of course, and they had different designs on the front of them.
I love it. Never seen anything like it.
And it was $20. I was like, oh, I can't. And the reviews were good on it too. So before before we move on, so Jamie's got like a whole art store at her house, but we won't talk about that. Kat's going to just show you what she did. So I told you about my paper that I bought. So I went to Michael's and probably spent about $80 when I went there. Just if anybody's wondering, like, how much did you have to spend or did you spend when you're buying supplies because you're not an art student and you haven't had an art studio in your whole house for all your life.
Stop comparing.
So I got 4, like these are there's, I don't know how many pages in
50
here.
usually.
Yeah, like this is 200 pages. I probably won't use them all, but 4 different sets of colors. And then I got one of these. This one I paid a little bit more money from, but these are super cool at Michael's. Where's the thing?
Oh, you can't even tell what colors they are. They're really nice though.
Oh, I'm trying to show this here. Let me put it here
right?
so you can see it. But
it's gonna be the witchy one. Oh, where am I at in the camera? I love all the purples. Purple's my favorite.
If you guys have ever seen these at Michael's, they're these like 12 by 12.
Yeah, Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, they're nice. I really like that. I'm gonna do different things with it, and then the paper, and then of course, even though I have a bunch of stickers, I had to buy a bunch more.
That's a serious addiction I have, is sticker addiction, probably. I don't know. It's all things crafty and journaling and all the ways that I use them, because I just kind of put stickers on a lot of stuff. I don't really care. When I was a kid, I was really like, I didn't want to mess up anything. I wanted everything to stay really neat. It was such an unfun way to live.
I have like stacks of stickers, you guys, like boxes of them of different kind. Yeah. But the funny thing is, like right now I need a pilot. I need a plane. And because my dad was a pilot, and so I want to put a plane on that page.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
I need a sticker that's a plane or something, like occupations or something.
I'm sure
and everything is florals and, which is great and things like that. But let's see what else. Colored pencils. I don't know, whatever, probably bought them at Walmart or something.
Is that your preferred way of writing, is with colored pencil?
I actually, you know what I do? Because it makes me crazy when I write with pen and I write something wrong. And because I'm dyslexic, I do that all the time. Like I started to write birth and I wrote, instead of BIRTH, I wrote, it looked like BRI. I was like, oh, I covered it with washi tape and then I was like, okay, after that.
Stickers are for.
After that, what I'm doing is, the first thing I'm doing is I'm writing it in pencil, and then I'm coming back behind and going over it with these colored pencils, which are soft. They're like a soft lead or soft. Is it lead? No, it's not lead. Whatever it is. The color stuff. And they write really nice. They're smooth and easy, and they look good. It just feels nice writing on them.
Well, I love Prismacolor. I use a lot of art supplies. Prismacolor is my favorite of the colored pencils. For quality and ease. I have ones that are also watercolor, and my hope is to get some watercolor stuff in my book, because that's the paper that I sort of chose.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't tested it yet, so I have like test pages that I'm using to test.
Let's see, and then the only other thing, because I'm doing so much on. Sorry, I should.
What would you call that section that you're doing that has like all the people and all that
stuff? ChatGPT called it People Codex.
Oh, so that section of your grimoire would be like the people codex part.
Yeah, that's what chat. And I was like, I don't know what codex means. Is that just like a
category thing?
Yeah,
you're logging.
I need a better name for that. I'm not sure what it is right now.
That's very office.
Like,
very office language.
It doesn't really feel like
this is the HR section of my of my grimoire with all the people.
So resource books for this section of the book anyway is going to be my numerology books that I have, so I can do everybody's birth path, because I've looked them up before, but do you think I wrote them down anywhere?
Yeah.
No, and I don't remember them now.
That's the thing of getting all the information that you really use all the time into one place. That's how I think of my grimoire. It's like the things that I want to remember go in there. The things that I actually use, like to jog my memory. In my phone, I have a ton of notes listed for things, including stuff like, here's movies that I found out about that I want to see one day. And I know that if I don't put it somewhere, I'm going to not remember it. And I want to see that movie eventually one day. It might be 20 years from now, but I'd be like, oh yeah, I really wanted to see that. So it's a way to remember things and then have it all together at one time.
Yeah. And you know what? And I mean, some things I'm probably going to print on printers. So I'm going to get some different, I may get different paper, lighter weight paper that goes in here too. I don't feel restricted by, originally we did, I think last year we did a grimoire and I got this beautiful, you guys, I love this so much. But you know what? We did the first page. Yeah. We did one page and that was it. And that's actually kind of cute. I actually like it now that I see it.
Compare that to the ones that I did that you're like, oh, yours are so much better. But all you're doing is just sticking a lot of shit in there. Like you're just it's a collage.
I actually like it.
Look at them together. They're sisters. They look like they belong together.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I like that.
Oh, so now you know you can do it.
But look, here's my next page over. Look at this ugly page. This is when I was like, oh God, this is like my exes, all my exes' birth dates and stuff, and figured out what their numbers were. So
you just decided that you didn't need that as much.
I don't know. Yeah, the exes. I don't care about them. I mean, you're the fathers, of course.
Yeah. No, I get it.
The boyfriends.
I'm not
important.
It's okay.
Anyway, but the problem that my challenge, I guess, not really a problem, but
what you ran into.
What I ran into for me was like trying to write. And then, of course, because I'm such a perfectionist, if I make a mistake, I just worry about anyway.
She doesn't want to have to rip out pages. And
yeah, I can't rip out pages. I thought I wouldn't. When I first did this, I'm so surprised. I actually like it.
You need to trust yourself more often. Just do it.
I'm like, I think it looks kind of cool.
It is cool. I'm telling you, you're going to end up with a somewhat corporate book and you'll be like, Jamie, help me mess this up. It needs to look like it's lived in. I think that's why a lot of people don't start a grimoire, a book of shadows, or a book of mirrors, or a magical journey, is because they have this idea that it's supposed to look like something. And all I think of is it's a collection of all the things that I like right at that time. There's definitely things in this book that I'm like, yep, I wouldn't use that now. I would not use certain things. Maybe like, I don't know, just stuff that I'm like, well, that wouldn't, if I was at the store, like, okay, here's pictures of ladies. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't use that now. That's not my vibe anymore, but it was my vibe in whatever new year this is. Well, I don't know what year. Oh, this is 2023. 2023, just my New Year's page, and then with my year ahead spread for 2023.
Well, so you know what I also like about this is like you were able to keep adding years to the same book, and I always feel compelled to start. I feel like I have to have a new book for every year, and I've never thought to just like keep going. Like, why didn't I ever? And it's like I didn't give myself permission to not to fill up a whole book for 1 year. Yeah. And I thought there was something wrong with me because I have all these journals that I started. But imagine if I just started one and put all the stuff in those like 12 journals that I have, I'd have a whole freaking book now.
Yeah. It's memories. Like literally, it was therapeutic. Number one, creating for me is therapeutic. So creating stuff that is like for me about my life, it's memories that I want to remember. I just saw this thing where it's literally, I tried to draw when we watched the full moon rise when we were in Italy, my husband's dream trip that he always wanted to go to Italy. And then we went together and we were on this really ancient bridge in Florence that, if I wrote it down here, this is a picture in pen. So if I fucked up, that was it. It was not going away because I think that's what feels fearless to me, is to know it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's mine. And when I might judge it really harshly on the day that I do it, but when I look back at it, I'm like, that's really good. Look at that. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, it looks so artsy.
It does look so artsy.
This is just the bridge and like the moon and, did I look up a picture? Not really. I was just kind of like, yeah, I remember what it looks like mostly. But when we were in Florence, it was crazy because the moon looked so much bigger. Like I've seen those pictures where it looks fake.
Yeah, where it looks like it's sitting on the, and it's like gigantic.
It was gigantic rising over there.
I've seen it.
This is insane. So
it does
that felt really special. And again, the other part of that story that I wanted to really remember is because I knew it was full moon, of course. I knew we were going to be in Florence. I already told my husband we need to pick a spot in the city to watch the full moon rise. So he was down for that. We wanted to go to that bridge. And what was really cool is that literally every tourist was on the other side of the bridge watching the sun go down. And I was like, there was nobody on the other side when the moon was going to come up. So we grabbed this little spot. We had our little cafe drinks and we're just sitting there. And I'm like, you just wait. And before you knew it, it was like the moon started rising and the people that were still watching sunset, they're like, oh, and they're like rushed to the other side of the bridge. And Tony was just, my husband was sort of like in awe over like, yeah, you know how to create good moments, like the planning of that and knowing that and what everybody would want to see. I don't know, because we were over there first and we just had like the whole sprawl of the bridge to ourselves. It was cool. So good memories. See the smiles. And when I see it, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go over some of my stuff now?
Yeah, I think I've gone over. I have all kinds of stickers that I would show off, but it's like they're all stacked up.
Yeah,
so.
I think we'll do more creating the pages because we were trying to figure out like with the cameras how that would go. And because we spent an hour trying to get this to go live, we didn't really do an intro. We wanted to like get right into it. So really quickly, it's not an intro, but I wanted to tell you that we're doing one of these grimoire things a month. So there's 12 of them. This is the first one. And we're going to be showing you our progress in them and telling you how we did stuff or what we found or what we thought was helpful as we build this over a year. And the idea is that you can also build one if you want to, and it can take a year to build. It's not like build your grimoire in 3 hours. No, like this is something that you can observe stuff over time and really have, moments to think about it, like ponder it for a while before you just go throwing things together. Otherwise, I mean, you can do that. It can be a reference book and it's great and it's useful. But when you want to make it more personal, that looks something like, that has all the personal shit in it, you need time to kind of put that together. Yeah. So my first thing to talk about is structure. So when these are the things that people have run up against as I've helped other witches think about creating grimoires. Not that I've actually helped anybody really create one. Kat and I did that one page, but when you think about putting a grimoire together, the thing that stumps people is like, how do you organize it? That's kind of like saying, okay, write a book. Well, how would you organize it? What chapter goes first? What's the ending look like? Where's the middle? What's the meat of it? What's the story? What's the aesthetic of it? What do I like right now? What colors should I choose?
It's a lot of decisions it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things to think about. And it just, it feels overwhelming. You're like, I can't organize it in my head. So,
yeah. So I'm going to talk structure for you so that you can think about how you might organize it. But first, since you already went and showed yours, tell us some of the sections that you're going to have.
Okay.
So it's the people section.
So there's going to be a people section, right? And there's going to be a section for astrology.
Okay.
And there's going to be a section for, green I've got green, and I thought that would be plants and things like that, but I might steal Jamie's idea about the seasons because Jamie has a different way that she's going to organize stuff. But anyway, that's going to be, I guess that would all fit in the green section though, seasons. Like plants and stuff, because there's plants in there. Yeah, anyway,
it could.
It was going to be plants that's up in the air right now. But so astrology, plants, and my yard. I wanted to like document everything that's in my yard, know what it is, what it does, because I don't know my plants, you guys. I have to like look at the
do the app and look at it.
I know a few of them, but I would really like to be able to name them all, and it'll help me to write them down and know what they are. And then, if I need to learn things about them, or I can document their growth or, whatever, because
what seasons they're in bloom, when to collect stuff from them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So green for gardening, and then purple for things like spells and rituals and mantras and anything that you would truly be considered like part of your practice, whatever that.
Witchy or spiritual.
Spiritual. Yeah. The purple, remind this crown chakra. Yeah. So all those things in your head, your higher self.
Yeah. Your higher self, the connection to all of
the connection to spirit. And that's what I have right now. But the great thing about it is like, if as time goes by and I sit here and create, other things may come to me, and I will be okay changing things around if I want to. Because I know like the people section is not going to change. Astrology is not going to change.
And when she talks about astrology, she means she's learning like all about astrology as a practice to like be an astrologist. I need to be able to remember or have at my fingertips all the things that I need to remember without pulling out books and read. I need it organized like
yeah. So it'll be astrology as a practice, but then within astrology as a practice will be a deep dive into all of my people, or at least my family members, probably not all my friends and everything, but definitely my family members and what's going on in their astrology. That's the kind of stuff that'll be in that section. Yeah. So those are my sections right now.
Yeah. So what you can do to sort of think about what you want, decide what you want in your grimoire, and then how you would organize it is look at the categories of stuff that you use in your practice or that you want to use in your practice. Maybe something that you still want to learn if you're brand new and you're like, I really want to learn tarot. Then you can have a whole section that's just dedicated to tarot. And as you learn new things about a card, you write your insights in there. So like a page of tarot would be, here's the card, here's what the book says it means, maybe an online reference or something. Here's a description of things going on in the picture. And now, say a year later, you've had some dealings with that card. It keeps showing up, it keeps popping up in your life. And you now know that card is like, God, every time I get that card, I know I'm about to have a struggle. So then you would go in and you would journal your little personal note about that card and the relationship that you've had with it. And you can do that with all the categories, whatever thing that you want to get into can be categorized in a bigger overarching theme. And that can be like a section if you want. And then things you decide, oh, that belongs in that section. That belongs in that section. Because doing just the journal like I did here, where it's a chronological, it's an event planner of my life, but it's like the past events that I've already been through that I come home and I journal about that I really want to be happy about and remember. That is also a grimoire because it has really meaningful information in it that I can look back on. But for this, the way that I want to use the book is, so I do a lot of spells away from home. I do a lot of rituals away from home. And I like to be able to record things there, or if something is happening during a meeting or something that we're doing with other witches, I'm like, oh, what was that meant? And I want to be able to like pull that book out and know that I've got that information in there for me. Like it's my reminder book. So the way that I'm structuring my book, and this is the same one that I used last year, it's a good size for me. It's not too much. Like I said, I've traveled with these guys a lot. All of my books that I've traveled with, I've learned a lot about how well they keep up, how well they travel, if you drop them in water, mud, dirt, just all the things. So I finally bought an actual leather-bound one. I don't buy a lot of leather stuff because I don't like animal cruelty shit. But if you want something to last like forever, leather is going to be it. And this is, when we did it last year, this is the first page that I made. It's like a dedication page, you could say. But really, this is just stuff that I'm attracted to. I grow flowers. This is a butterfly that died in my yard that then I Mod Podged in here. Mod Podge a lot. A feather from a bird from my yard. This is mugwort. Then I've got just the gold, whatever that stuff's called when you like
gold flake
things. This is from the end of a sage in a Palo Santo. So it like represents air. So then I've got the elements too. Guess what? I did this last year. I don't like this glitter shit. I am going to scrape that off. I don't like it. And we're going to start again with a water element over there. But last year it felt like I should do glitter. I don't know. So see, you can change it and then you can change it again and you can keep changing it until you like it. But it's going to be able to scrape off there. The other reason I like this book is the thicker paper. That works for me because I use a lot of heavy markers or watercolors or, I know that things will bleed through. But the way that I'm structuring my book and why this one works for me specifically, my grimoire is going to have 5 sections. I'm organizing mine by seasons. So those are overarching themes that I can put everything into. So in winter season, I have the zodiac signs that happen there, the full moons that happen there, the herbs that are associated with winter. I have some surprises that you don't know about yet. So Kat has actually made some pages. I did not make any pages. I went through and decided that I would write down what the pages are going to be. So I have my, what you would call a dedication page, even though I'm not doing a dedication. It's just like, that's the entry. These 2 are going to be blank. Why? I don't know. They just feel like they should be blank. I'm like, that's scary. Don't mark up the first pages. I don't know. Oh, my tape stuck to the other side. So I needed to write in winter. So that's all I've done. And all I did was like use washi tape to line that up. And then I drew in the letters, which is, wow, it's really light. You can't even see it, but you can see that I drew in the letters for winter. And this is my page representing winter. So I'm going to put like things that go on in winter. And I actually made a whole little book with the stuff that I'll write in there. But as I go on, this is how I organize the book, because next is going to be, this is going to be the page where Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces all go, because those are the winter signs. Then I would go to the next page, and this is going to be where the winter moons are. Now, here's where you start running into problems, and people usually throw up their hands and be like, fuck this, it's too hard. The winter moons, there's lots of different names for them, but say you get the cold moon, sometimes it falls in the winter season, sometimes it falls at the beginning of December, which would technically still be in the autumn and fall. My workaround for this is that each season will have 4 moons. No, we don't have 16 moons, but it allows me to see that I may have a cold moon in the winter season. I might not. And I may have what they call, oh, I didn't even put the real one. I called the March moon, the crow moon, because that's when the crows come to my house. So I'm actually not even using the names of the moons from like everybody's popular up north. The reason that they got their names is from everything that went on up north.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you're going to put in, oh, the moons are always, they're on different dates, aren't they?
They're always, yeah, it's just it's the energy around the moon, like what's happening.
Okay, so you're not putting the dates in.
No,
okay.
no dates.
Okay.
No dates.
Some of them be like, are you going to record next year? Is you going to have like a book of...
It's more like, what happens with the cold moon? Like, I want a little bit of the lore that goes with it, you know, how it got its name maybe. But then I want to put my own things. Like, it's kind of strange. The oak moon is actually one of the Celtic 13 moons and how they really do their calendar. And it falls in summer because the oak king and the whole turning of the year. But in February, you guys, my oak loses its leaves. And, you know, we live in Florida. We don't got a lot of trees that be losing their leaves. So it's kind of a big event when all of a sudden my tree just drops all of its leaves. And I'm like, what in the hell? And it's February. But the leaves of the oak tree are very nutritious. And so I like to rake them up and use them as mulch. And so it's like that. I almost thought about calling the February moon the oak moon. And then I read it was a Celtic moon in like the summer. And I was like, well, that could be confusing. I don't know. So for now, I just have the old moon. No, that's January. Storm moon. Okay, so in Florida, for us, this is how you use like your local knowledge or like where you live to really actually have an influence in your witchcraft and not just from books and stuff. But here in Florida, February is our windiest month. There are certain places that close down. There's parks that close down. We get the skyway bridges that close down because that's when the strongest winds are. So I thought about calling it the windy moon. I mean, I don't know. It's the storm moon right now. That's all I have. But these are decisions that when you have to make them, you're kind of like, I don't know. It'd just be easier if somebody told me what to do, right? It's always easier if we can get somebody else to agree. Next would be the holidays. So I'm going to do the 2-page layout for the holidays. So this would be Yule and winter solstice. So that would have its own thing where I write in stuff about it for me, what I practice, what I like, the herbs or fruits or drinks that I make. Not the things from the book necessarily, not the things from history, just like what's my routine? What do I do? And then would be in bulk. That'll be a 2-page deal. And then how far did I get? Then these are the winter herbs, but I put Florida. Okay, like we grow a lot in the winter here because we have great climate. In the summertime, everything dies. When everybody else is like growing beautiful berries and shit in the summer, I'm like, yeah, we got peppers. We got hot peppers. We got really scraggly tomato plants. That's what we're growing. Sunflowers,
nothing can withstand the Florida sun.
The Florida heat, man. Florida sun.
No garden.
I made a separate page just for my garden, like my actual plants, kind of like what Kat did. Then my next one is I am over 40, so that means I am a naturally avid bird watcher. I think you get that. You get that like desire to watch birds once you turn 40. I'm pretty sure. So I've noticed the birds that show up in my yard, and when they show up, we also have nesting owls at my house. I'm hoping for the woodpeckers to nest this year. They literally carved out a big hole, and they've been working on it, all fall. I was like, yeah, they're going to build a nest there. So I record the insects and the birds and things in the winter in my yard. Yes, as any good 40-year-old should do. Then winter stories, because Persephone is still one of my favorite stories. I don't really get into working with deities a lot, but I love Persephone so much. And then also this year learning about the Caliac, I want to record her story in here. And then den animals. Like we don't have really den animals. Like we have Florida bears, but I don't think they make dens. We have foxes, but I don't know that they make dens and hibernate. Like, I don't know because, they're all run out of the cities now. So I would record something about that because it really goes with the energy of winter where things are stirring beneath the surface. Okay, flipping all the way to the end. These are 2 pages that I just thought of that I've never done before. Or maybe, I have this one. The first one is like big events that happen in winter, like my son being diagnosed with epilepsy happened in winter. Any big moves, things that I did when I was younger, like in the military. And then that led me to, of course, having winter birthdays, all the people I know for winter birthdays. But the people that I've lost during the winter season, I've actually had a lot of deaths in the winter, like a lot.
That's not unusual,
so
actually.
It's not, and they're not old people. They're pets and people and young people. They're just people. So that was one of the last pages I put in. And then the rest will be, so winter, also this really aligned. My first chapter is winter. Yes, we're starting in winter, but that was when I was born. And when I was looking at the evolution of the seasons, if there was a first season, what would it have been? And I do think that, even though I don't like to admit it, I think winter needed to come first to where things could hibernate underground and like, the seeds in the soil, and you needed all of that first to be in the earth before everything could grow and become something. And then the cycle starts over again. It's definitely the chicken or the egg question, like what came first. But so winter, I was always going to start with winter anyways. And when it started to really line up with other things, I was like, yeah, that's definitely what I'm doing. Also, each one of these little sections that the book naturally has is 24 pages. That's plenty of room to either mess up. And if I mess up, there's no, like Bob Ross, there's no mess ups, just happy little accidents. You just put a sticker over it. You just draw something on top of it. You make a funny face, just anything. There's no mess ups, just happy little accidents. So each of mine would be winter, spring, summer, fall, and then like Kat has, my last one is not going to be about other people, but it's going to be all about me. I often want to remember, like, what is my moon in? What's my no, I don't. I know my moon. What's my Mars in? Where's my Venus placement? Like just bullshit like that, where I'm like, I wish I knew that right now because I'm watching something on, Instagram that says, if your Mars is in Timbuktu, you're going to have a hard time. I'm like, shit, what is my Mars in? I want like a really easy way to read that information so that I can apply it. Yeah. And also write down things about what's in my birth chart because it's, it's relevant and it can be helpful when you're going through tough times. You can read back over things and be like, oh, no wonder I processed this like that. Oh, okay, that really supports it. My numerology, my birth path stuff, my name, everything will go in that last section. So that last section is going to be all about moi. That's my whole Grimoire.
I guess I'm going to have a section for me too. And then, my witch section, that's where my tarot is going to go. And then what was the other thing? Tarot and numerology will go in there because astrology's got to be its own section because it's just too big.
Well, because you're doing everything with it.
Especially because I'm trying to like learn it so that I can help other people and read their charts and stuff. Yeah. But so that has to have its own section, but not tarot and not numerology. But I love those two things. They're part of my practice for sure. So they'll be in my my purple pages.
On your purple pages.
On my purple pages.
I love it. I would want purple pages, but you can't see anything. You'd have to write in all the white.
Yeah. I might have to be gluing a lot of stuff, which is fine because a lot of that's super detailed and I don't really want to have to
I didn't bring this.
Write it on pencil and then write it again.
You know what I was going to bring? So next meetup for the Grimoire, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a book because like aesthetically, I realized what I liked as far as a style. So let's talk about some styling points for what you like. Are you a multiple colors? The font. All right. So Kat and I both decided that we were going to use this font, which is called, it's called ITC Willow. And it looks like the American Horror Story font. And because when American Horror Story Coven came out, we were just like over the moon about that, of course, and have binge watched it 150 times. But I was like looking at it today and I'm thinking, why do I like this one so much? It's so weird because when you're choosing a font for stuff, I didn't want Old English. Like I think that used to be the Gothic way, Gothic writings, and people sort of were thinking that was very witchy until American Horror Story came out. And now like you really associate witchy stuff with that font. You just can't. I mean, the people who know anyways. Yeah. I know why I like it so much now. It actually really resembles runes, like
it does
Elder
resemble runes.
Futhark. I had to try learn a Futhark. The Elder runes. That's what it looks like when you're looking at it. It's very simple. So I put all the letters out so that as I wrote in my big words like winter or Aquarius or whatever, I can write in this font because that doesn't come natural. And then for me, I printed these guys out. I thought that they looked funny. They're actually way darker, but it's stuff like this where I just found this on Canva and I like put it on a page, downloaded it, printed it, and I planned on cutting this out, maybe adding color to it, maybe not, and gluing it in my grimoire. Like that's how I'm going to do shit. Like, I don't want to make it too complicated. And again, you can always change things. So that's how I'm doing my styling of it for that. If you're looking for aesthetic and you really don't know, like, what are my colors and what should I choose? And I want you to do something super easy. I want you to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, and I want you to go to the paint chip section, okay? And then I want you to pick out the colors that you're really attracted to and kind of see how they all fit together. And so these are colors that I'm pretty attracted to. We'll close that, it's distracting. But with these colors, this is the palette that I really like. And you can see my 2 different colored fingernails. Just let's not worry about that, okay?
Nobody noticed until you pointed it out.
I'm sure somebody's going, is her thumb squished? It's black. Is she going to lose her nail? Like, that's what it kind of looks like on screen. So if you go there and you pick out paint chip colors that you really like, okay, like 5, 6, 10, whatever it is, but take them with you. And then when you go look at art supplies, then you can match it to things that sort of have that same color scheme, right? So like, does this match? Do these 2 things look like they belong together? Then you can pick that out. And it's the same thing, even though all my pens are not. Yeah. These are a lot of the pens that I use, especially the gold and the silver. I love so much for different things, but this green, the blue won't go and the purple won't go for certain stuff. But you pick out the colors that also go with the same theme, and then it will look more curated. Okay, so that's the pens. You've got papers. We're going to move on to the next thing. All the stickers and washi tapes. All these washi tapes, like that is the color scheme. Can you believe that? It's fucking awesome. Like, it makes me so happy to see it all matchy. I just love it. You know, and some of these in here, I'm like, well, I might not use that one or that one or that one. But honestly, once you put it in, everything together, it blends. It's like a really well curated outfit. So this is my washi tape. This set, it's only $15 for all these damn washies at Hobby Lobby. Not trying to promote getting more shit, but if you're starting out and you just want to have options. Then I told you guys I have a sticker addiction. It's real bad. It's real bad. These are just the new ones. This isn't even my whole collection. But I'm so bad at this that I went with 2 different people shopping for stickers and forgot that I had already gotten the same damn sticker pack. So I got 2 of them now. So there's duplicates. That's when you know you have a real addiction. And Hobby Lobby and places, they do 50% off on this type of stuff or 40% off like every other week. So just get it on sale. I mean, you know, yeah, too many stickers. So I have a ton of stickers to help with any of my little mess ups, my happy little accidents. Yeah. That's a lot.
What's in the plastic bag over there?
Oh, I finally bought acrylic markers and I've used them. They're all really bright colors. So I don't know how many of them would really get used within I don't know. I'm showing like that. But they're just acrylic markers that were on sale on Amazon. I don't really think that you can get a bad set, you know, for as cheap as they all are. This is called Beat 'em. Beat 'em. Beat 'em. Okay, yeah. It was just one of those things on sale before Christmas, and I wanted to be able to redo rocks and my fairy houses when they're in the garden, they fade really bad. And so I've colored in a bunch of them and put the color back in them, and that color lasts way longer than the stuff printed in China. So,
and if you're ever wondering, like if you were going to put something in that needed to be protected.
Oh,
so James,
you don't want to glue or you don't want to cut or tape.
Yeah, you don't want to glue or cut. So these are some little. They make envelopes, right? And I'm sure, I don't know where you got these, probably Hobby Lobby or something, right? You fold them up and then you can just glue this side and then something can go inside of it so it could hold.
It's just a little pocket.
It's a little pocket that can go in there. So that's kind of cute. You can, I'm sure you found them at the Hobby Lobby place or Michael's, right?
Yes.
You could look for something like that. I think you could make these, honestly. If
you could.
You know, you could totally make it.
100%. why it was probably an impulse buy when I was like, crafty shit, I need it. Yeah.
But I love this because I think, if you had something small that you collected, like a feather that you didn't want to Mod Podge, or, a letter that you didn't, like Jamie was saying, something like maybe a love letter that you got, something special, that you don't want to glue in, you could put it in something like that. I think that's super cool.
I forgot to mention the other thing that I really like about this book, this style anyways. Cats is the same way, but think about this, depending on what kind of book you're creating with, like, are you putting a lot of extra shit in there, or are you just writing it down and printing pages out? Because it won't grow. But my book is going to grow. It's going to get fat. It's going to gain some weight. It's going to get heavy. So the fact that when I'm holding the book, it looks like this, but really it condenses down like this. And then I know this is kind of silly, but like if I stick my whole arm in there, so this is just, imagine all my crafting supplies and anything else, I would still be able to close it or fight off vampires or zombies. This is also like, so they can't bite you. Yeah. Brad Pitt did that in World War Z. But it can grow with you. It's like I can add a lot of stuff in there. How much that gives, the weight of it. Yeah. Another reason I really like it, because I can glue a ton of stuff in there before it's like overbearing, or maybe, I don't know. So I forgot to mention that about the book. So if you want to collage a lot of stuff in there, yeah, definitely get one that's able to move. That was the problem with this one. It's harder to see now, but this one is starting to bow up to where the pages are kind of like, this is all wide open. So taking it out, I do a lot of rituals on the beach. And when I take it out there, it's always like sand getting into it and, going different places and blowing it around. That one's just a little heavier. So I think I'm going to like it better. Okay. I think that for next time, we have so many book references, and I don't know if it's helpful to just show you the books while we're sitting here, but I would say do not underestimate what you can get offline. All of this shit is online. Even on our own website, we put out, a correspondence page, because you don't need to go and buy a ton of stuff to put a grimoire together. Use things that you have, get creative with it. In any way that you can, make it look funky and weird. It will give it a much better vibe than that whole like office structure binder that you're pulling in and out. And you're like, it's so, I was going to say clinical, or what would you call that? When it's
sterile.
Like sterile.
Yeah, sterile.
I think part of doing witchcraft, being a witch, is that you get
messy.
You get creative. You start ripping shit up and taping it down and being like, ah.
Yep. This morning, I think I had those pages out. I had my people pages out, and I set a cup of coffee down. I was like, oh, a coffee stain. The first thing I thought was coffee stain. I was like, that would be okay, actually, if there was a coffee stain on it.
Most of my books
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah. My reference books and stuff, because there's some of them are so beat up. I almost brought my my very first crystal book. I had to look at when it was published, because like the glue inside of it, it's so old that the glue is like, it's like really old. It's like skeleton pieces falling out.
Oh no. Were you going to show this?
Oh,
Were you going to show this? This is the cutest thing you've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this before.
I know. This is because I'm an art nerd and I just know things like this. But I'm not telling you to get this, and you don't need it, and it's not necessary. It's just fun. It's just one of those damn things, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. I want all of the textures and colors and things. It's bad. It's bad. Okay. It is a corner punch. Okay. And it's just really fucking cute. And you just put it in the corner, you punch it down, and then it leaves a little, you can't
really say that. See that?
Look at that. Is that not just the cutest little corner that you ever saw? I'm so sad. And it doesn't just do corners. You can take this, hold on. It does come off, I'm afraid. I don't want it to smack me.
Don't smack me.
No, okay. I just had to unlock it. Okay. That little corner piece thing comes off, and then you can also just slip it on, and you can make like lace edging kind of for your paper. And it's completely ridiculous, and you don't need to. Nobody needs this. It's just fun. And I have like 6 of them. That's really sad. I shouldn't admit that online. Yeah, I know. So that is just another little thing. Like there's so many ways to make your pages unique, creative, really you. I mean, I could have brought, You guys, I have like 20 scissors with different shapes that they cut around things, and I don't know why. I've had them forever. I had a kid, that's why. I have a lot of art stuff because I had a kid.
She literally has an entire like basement full of a whole room full of art supplies,
of
creative stuff.
A very small.
Yeah, but this stuff is stacked like to the ceiling. I'm gonna talk for a minute about. I just love all this stuff. Now, what was I? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So Jamie was saying that for her, you know, doing crafts and stuff, or sitting down and doing her artwork, she needs that. That's like part of her soul, right?
Yeah, it is.
I'm not like that. And I don't know if you're like that, but if you're not like that, I want to share with you that when I sat down at my dining room table, which seats like 6 people or something. So it's a big table. And I had all my stuff spread out, and I was working on my pages and stuff. And I got into such a place, you know, in doing that. It was really,
it's called flow.
I really did. And, you know, a lot of it was I was really enjoying it. I felt like a little kid again, you know, like when I used to do this. I just haven't done. I've worked for so long and raised kids and all that stuff. And when the kids were little,
you haven't given yourself permission to go back to that place.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess maybe that's it. To be that to be that little kid. But I really, really liked it, and it was relaxing. And when every week the table's going to have my stuff all over it, because this is something that we're dedicated to getting done this year. But so if anybody feels like, you know, like you don't ever sit down and do art, give yourself the opportunity to get your things in front of you and just sit down and try to relax. One night I did it with no sound at all. And another night I had the TV on, but just for noise, because I live here by myself and my grandson, but he's always in this room with video games. But also something that happened, like I told you, when I made the mother page, for whatever reason, I didn't think about who was first. I just wrote mother. That's a relationship that, you know, my mother's old now. She's going to pass away, and we're not going to make amends. You know, she's not going to leave this world with us on good terms, or speaking or whatever, which is a shame.
It is sad, because look at our relationship, you know?
Yeah, it makes me sad that, you know, that I didn't get that with her, or she didn't get that with me. We missed out. I'm sure both of us did. But as I was writing the stuff about her, you know, when I wrote just the words that came to my mind about her, it really had me reflecting on things and sort of softening my heart to how I've kind of felt about her. Because when I started to write down who she was, who I know her to be, I realized she was more than just the mother that abandoned me and the mother that I felt didn't love me. She was a lot of things in this life. You know, she did a lot of, you know, she was a good conversationalist. You know, I mean, I saw her like that. I saw her in a way that was not as my mother, but as a woman who has lived, you know, 80 some years. Right. And it was kind of deep.
Yeah.
And it was cathartic a bit to do that. And then to just think about her in those ways, and more than just, here's the bad things that happened, to think of her as a person and not just my mom. And she did a lot of cool things. I mean, she made dolls. She was a fantastic seamstress. Man, that's the part that I really, if I had stayed home, you know, and she'd raised me, I could have been a really good seamstress, because my mother can sew, and she made dolls, like porcelain dolls with all their little clothes and stuff. And her hobbies would last like 10 or 15 years where she'd be doing this, and she was totally into it. I remember, do you remember her doll room? Mm-hmm. And we went to visit her when they had moved to Oregon. This was like 10 or 12 years ago. She had one whole room that was like a doll making thing with a massive table on it and all this stuff. And I mean, she was really, really talented. And when I go back, I'm going to write, I decided I didn't get to it this weekend, but when I go back and kind of edit her page, one of the things that I'm going to do is,
ooh, it's okay. Yeah. I'm
going to write in all the good words. I'm going to make it a bright color on her page. all the good words. So,
because it's weird to think about that, she was one thing to you through your lens of viewing her, but to other people, she was different things. I mean, your dad loved her for all those years. There had to be something good because he was a good man, so it's unfortunate the way that your guys' young relationship started out, but as she got older, she didn't try either. It was like, I don't know why, but
But the point in telling you that was to tell you that to take the leap, I guess, and to, follow your heart when you're sitting down to do this, just whatever comes to you, because that was unexpected when that happened. I did not plan that out. It just happened. So I guess what I would say is let it happen. If that's you and you're like not sure and you're feeling like, I don't have anything to write in a grimoire right now. I don't know much. You do. You have more than you realize that you do.
Life experiences.
And even if you just start and you just have one thing on a page, if you start with it, it'll grow over time, because as you experience things, you'll have a place to put it.
Yeah.
And I really wish that, I'm 67 now. God damn it. If I had my journals, I could have like best-selling book series, because I would have so much stuff that I could, so many experiences that
you could draw from.
So anyway, I'm speaking to all the people who are maybe a little intimidated by it, and, and not sure of themselves, and because I'm with you. I feel that way a little bit myself. I'm newer to witchcraft than maybe some of you. Definitely, my daughters have been practicing longer than I have. And sometimes I get into these and I'm like, I'm scared.
I think it's intimidating for all of us, because we see other things and we judge ourselves and we put expectations on it about what it should look like, what it should have in it. What do you have? And I always think this. No witch police is coming to the door and be like, let me see your grimoire right now. Is it up to par? How did you do that spell? Did you end up closing your circle out? Are you blowing your candles or snuffing them? What are you doing? Did you put your herbs away responsibly? Nobody's coming to say that to you. And we're literally just souls here having a human experience, doing the best that we can every fucking day with all the things that we decided our soul needed to go through, living this human life, all the fucked up shit and all the good stuff. And we're just trying to get by. And witchcraft as a practice should feel something that's more nurturing. It's holding you. It's there for you. It shouldn't feel like this chore and this overwhelming thing and something that has a bunch of rules on it. Because if we wanted rules, we'd all join a religion. I mean, this is freedom. And sometimes because we grow up in a system where we're so rule heavy and all of these ideas and everybody tells you who to be and what to do and how to dress and when to show up, when we get into something that has so much free will to it that you can literally do anything, that freedom actually becomes a burden. You don't even know what to do with all that freedom. You don't know how to make the decision and then say, well, that was all on me. A lot of times we get into places where it's like, well, I did that because he said to. I did that because she said to. And so we don't ever own what we're doing. It's always because somebody else told us to, because that's what we thought we were supposed to do. That's what the rules said. Follow this, do that, whatever. In witchcraft, it's not like that. It is total freedom to pick and choose anything that you want to do. And there's nobody to stop you. There's nobody to tell you you're doing it right or wrong. Well, actually, there's a lot of internet sleuths that'll probably tell you you're doing it wrong, maybe right, but also
just don't.
We don't have to judge ourselves so harshly. I think that's, growing up in schools with lots of rules, living in societies with lots of rules, there's not so much a care on the person, which I do think is changing. Psychology has come a long way, and that's learning to care for the person as a whole and not just they have a mental disorder, so brush them off and send them to the ward. Yeah. We're learning to care what we're all going through and how we're dealing with it, and to say that we're not okay and we need other things. We need systems. And for me, that's witchcraft and journaling and doing art. That is my mental health stuff. I see a counselor, but I also do spells. That's how I take care of my mental health. My rituals, my lighting my candles, all of the herbs, the things that I do, my tea habit, my weed habit, my spending time with my mom and sister and other witches habit,
our sage habit,
all of the things. That's all my mental health. Because I don't do that for anybody else. I don't do that because somebody says to, or I should be doing it. I do that because I really want to, because it's things that truly bring joy to my heart. To be around other women who are, free-spirited and open-minded. I love all of my witch friends, and getting together with them, it recharges me. It's that fills your cup. So do more of what fills your cup. And with art, there's no rules. really. All the rules are fucking made up and pretentious. If there was rules from like people doing real art galleries and they were like, oh, that's not good enough. Oh, why would you do that? I have seen arts and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, that could be done by a toddler. Why is it so? Why? I don't get it. Why?
Why is it $30,000?
I don't know. Like there's techniques and there's things and whatever. I just want to put shit together that's pretty to look at when I look at it. I don't really care if somebody else listening goes, that looks like dog shit. So you don't have to look at it every day. I do. So okay. Not that I would have anybody around me that would say that. Get to step in. So try to choose the freedom to really own what you're doing and experiment with that. And like with Kat, it's a process and it makes her emotional because that for her specifically, I know that your childhood was really stolen from you. So going back into childlike mode where you're playing and you're doing these things and creating and just really, there's no pressure, there's no rules, there's nobody telling you how to do it. Step A through Z. It can be overwhelming because you're like, damn, I've never felt this free. I've never had this sort of like just play
I've never
time.
felt this free, or I've never felt this free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Light a candle, have some tea, smoke if you do, or whatever you do, whatever you do to like relax, and get into it. So,
and if you're scared, and you're really like, and you have like a book that you really, really want to do, but you're like, oh, I don't want to fuck it up. Start off with a $5 Walmart notebook. I'm sure this was not much more. It's probably from Walmart. I don't know. I get them on sale. That's another thing we collect is empty notebooks for whatever reason. If they're on sale, we got. If they're cute,
they're so cute though.